I said, yes, sir. What's the deal, everybody? And welcome to season 2, episode 25 of the Leisure Time Podcast with your boy, I'm Mac. You already know the deal. Super special guest we got kicking off season 2. My dog, my brother, Tacoma's finest, WSU legend, Xavier Cooper on the show, man. We talking all things ball and much more. And for exclusive merch and easy podcast access, go to the leisuretimepodcast.com. Enough talking. Let's get to it now. The Coop interview. Let's get it. What's the deal, Coop?
Yo, what's happening?
Man, you know me, man. I'm just trying to, I don't know, bro. I'm just trying to just be sane, be peaceful during these crazy times. Pandemic is starting to, die down. So it's cool seeing some kind of normalcy. How about you, bro?
Facts, man. I feel like I've been, cooped up in this house.
But
I know everybody been, feeling like they've been living in a tight space, or at least the people I've been around. So it's good to just get back out here and, see things open up.
How's the fam doing, bro? A lot of people that wasn't able to see all their loved ones for the past year and a half, man. Just how the fam doing?
Yeah, thanks for asking, man. My fam's doing good. They just trying to stay busy, trying to keep their minds busy. I feel like, when you're in the house and you ain't got nothing to do but just work and, be on these devices, man, your mind could start to play tricks on you. So they doing good. Everybody's healthy and safe for the most part.
So,
how about you?
Man, it's good, bro. It's good. Like I said, man, I just graduated with my master's at Northwest University in teaching, man. So,
yes, sir.
Dabble into things, bro. I'm gonna dabble into teaching and coaching, bro. Whenever that official retirement come for me. So I'm ready for that plan B, new son. That. Shout out my boy Jaden, man. New son, 10 months, man. But overall, man, just grinding, Coop. Me and you, man. We just grinders, bro. We gonna grind, man. So that's kind of what I'm on, bro. Just to stick with the how we doing the pandemic, bro. Just like, where were you at last year before this pandemic, and where are you at now since it's dying down? Like, just has your mind frame just changed a lot during this past year and a half? Like, what's been going on in Coop's world, in Coopville?
Yeah, man. Well, congrats on your baby boy.
Thank you.
That's a blessing, man. I think for me, my mindset's changed as far as just really making sure I'm putting my mental health as a priority. I think it's been mental health's been talked about more. It's starting to get trendy. So I think the taboo is going to disappear, which is good. I think that we need trends to push certain things. So that's just kind of the society we in. But I know for me, mental health's been big. Making sure I'm taking that as a priority just as much as my physical health is important for me to be the best person I can and the best creative I can, because we all trying to get out here and create.
Absolutely, bro. I'm with you, bro. That's why I went back to school, man. I want to coach, change, and make a difference there, but I want to make a difference in the classroom too. I'm actually going to be teaching like special education and social studies, bro. So it's like, I just have I'm with you as far as like, we need more societal change. And in order for do that, they need to start seeing more, Black people in general in just different positions other than just playing in the league or NBA or, what I'm saying? And it's like, these kids got to see Black firefighters, Black police officers, Black businessmen, Black, nonprofit organizers, just a whole bunch of different kind of careers and job outlets, because, only a select few, man, get picked 96 overall in the NFL draft, man. Only the select few, you know what I'm saying, Coop?
Yeah.
So it's like, what can you do to kind of better your life after that? So that's what I'm kind of on to as well, bro. And
that's what's up.
Yeah. And speaking of last summer, I know that you was doing something with your old high school, Wilson High, man. I know they're named after President Woodrow Wilson. He's a known Confederate supporter, a known, just KKK supporter. I just, he's a very bad guy, and that's been like the name of your high school, for all those years. So how did you get involved with that whole process right there?
Yeah, man. Like you were saying, no, I feel that, the narrative's got to be changed. And I feel like, as far as, minorities, but Blacks, because we're both Black. And I think that the narrative starts with, us, really confronting our past and all the trauma that, we deal with as blacks, right? Because we got really, a lot of trauma dealing from a lot of many years. So we have to confront that. And that's why I think us, making sure we're talking about our mental health and it's seen as something positive in our community and not negative, or not something that's being, looked at as weird. Because us growing up, it was like that, you're weird, you know what I'm saying, you're weird if you're talking about that kind of stuff. But now I feel like it's getting better. And I feel like, as far as the Wilson thing, man, the head coach of the football team actually hit me up last summer, and it was last spring, and he was like, I got something on my mind. And he started telling me about Woodrow Wilson. He was like, do your research. And so I started to do my research, and I think he reached out to me because he knew I could probably push it forward to start a conversation because of my platform and what I've done in the community. So I reached out to the high school principal and pretty much told her, like, look, I don't want to do you bad and go to the media and start bashing Wilson because I went there. But if you don't take my jersey out of the Hall of Fame, I'm gonna go to the media and I'm gonna start some dialogue about this, because I think that, how can we educate these kids and have them go to an institution that's, named after someone who was leading, oppression and was leading, things that oppressed people for his gain, free labor, these things like that, that was a part of slavery. And so you could say, oh yeah, he was a president, economist, but do we really understand economics? Do we really understand how capitalism got started? So it's like, so then I think, from there, educating people in the community about what was going on, I think they were like, they couldn't ignore it. So then it just got changed.
No, I love to hear that, bro. I truly love to hear that, because that's just using your platform to spark a change, to spark conversation, to spark a just decision, right? I support, I'm not gonna say rioting or loitering. I don't support that, but I support, walk-in protests, nonviolent protests, and things of that nature. Going downtown, shouting and hollering and making posters. That's cute, and I love it, and I think that's needed. But it's also a time for action, and you doing that move is a serious action. That's something to be proud about, bro. For real, man. A lot of people aren't willing to, take down a Hall of Fame jersey and start a conversation regarding race. That's one thing I'm starting to figure out, Coop, is that race is a very uncomfortable conversation to people that's not of your same ethnicity, right? So that's so dope, bro. I appreciate you with that one, man. That was just a great thing I felt that you did, bro. And I'm just hoping that more people can take inspiration from that, for real, for real.
Yeah, man. I mean, I like you said, it's uncomfortable, but I think that we got to start having those uncomfortable conversations, addressing these uncomfortable emotions. If you don't like me because of the skin of my color, tell me why you don't like me, and then I can tell you, how I feel about you and how I feel about your culture, and I think that if we start to have these uncomfortable conversations, we'll realize, okay, what is the big picture? The big picture is that we're all humans on this earth, and the earth is gonna go on without us. So we got to do the best. You feel me? Like, so we got to do the best we can, working together and trying to do something positive. Because at the end of the day, we just all trying to do something positive at the end of the day. So
absolutely, bro. I'm with you, man. So with that being said, how was it just, growing up in TAC in general, bro, in the TAC in general, bro? Tacoma, a lot of people think Washington, they automatically think Seattle, right? But I'm not that naive. I know that's another big city around there that has, a lot of hardships and a lot of adversity you got to face over there in the state of Washington. So how was it growing up in TAC overall, bro?
Yeah, TAC City. When I was growing up, they was calling it the City of Thieves. Now they call it the City of Destiny. But it was the city. It was the City of Thieves growing up, man, because it was just so active, man. Everybody was getting into stuff, man. I remember getting shot at, all kinds of stuff going on, and I'm like, man. But Tacoma's, it's different though now, Ivan, man. I swear to you, I was growing up at times where I was getting dropped off by my mom at daycare, and there was cats selling dope right outside the daycare, and all that stuff. And it's like, now I drive through the community and it's just white folks, jogging at 7 at night.
Because that cost of living over there cheaper. People getting smart. I live in Washington too, bro. So trust me, I know people, that cost of living over there is way different than living in Seattle. So Definitely, I can see that.
Yeah, man, it is like gentrification. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's changed, but it's good, man. I love the city. It's like we're the little brother to Seattle, so it always kind of gave us this this chip on our shoulder to always prove ourselves, to show we're doing something creative and positive down here. And I love my city, man, and the people in the city continue to really just never cease to amaze me, because it's like I see that they continue to grow with times and really try to help the community.
Absolutely, bro. That's so cool, man. And like, I always give people this comparison. Well, compare Seattle to Tacoma. I'm like, all right, Seattle will be like San Francisco, and Tacoma will be like Oakland. That's what I always tell people. Like,
I heard that. I heard that.
I think that's a pretty fair kind of like two cities that's kind of close, but it's just different, bro. Seattle is more San Fran, more touristy, you feel me? Like, motherfuckers ain't just saying, oh, I want to go for Oakland on vacation. Oh, I want to go to Tacoma. Like, but no, they still big cities. And, if you hip, if you know what the deal is, definitely go check it out. I know I got to get down to Tacoma. Probably have to visit you now that I know that you out here. Go visit
hell
you.
Yeah.
Go get one of them southern food spots. I know you know where the food spots at.
I know where the food's. I've been trying to tap into this vegan, but I mean, it's crazy though. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Vegan,
trying to do vegan, but it's hard, man. Because what I realized is, like, I started to try it little by little, because somebody told me dairy wasn't good for blacks. They were saying dairy wasn't good for our skin, our digestion. So I'm like, okay, let me try vegan. And then I started to look at all the ingredients in the back of these foods. And I'm like, man, what is all this stuff? I'm like, what have I been eating, right? So then I'm trying to slowly transition. So more people that I'm around are going vegetarian or vegan. So they're like introducing me to recipes, things like that. But it's hard, man, because, our diets, require a lot of protein, a lot of meat, a lot of stuff like that.
What's funny? It's like, not even funny. What's dope? When you have people around you that's kind of doing it, right? Like, for instance, you just said that you have people around you that's vegan and vegetarian. It's time to become a vegan or a vegetarian. You got motherfuckers that's just eating meat all around you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I remember one time I tried some shit like that at my mama's house. Don't never try to go vegan at my mama's house.
She was like, no.
Yeah. Hell no. She don't. We don't know how to cook without meat, goddamn.
Yeah.
But all right, bro. Another thing I want to talk about, bro. You just recently, I want to say you had a letter with unsealed.com. It was a fascinating piece. If y'all haven't seen it yet, go check that out, unsealed.com. I believe it was called a letter to athletes or something like that by Xavier Cooper.
Yes.
And you talked about just some of the challenges within the education system in general in Tacoma. What made you want to share some of those personal, things and thoughts to the world? Who were you trying to inspire?
Yeah, man. I was just contacted by, a lady. She actually started Unsealed. She was the founder, and she actually was a reporter in the city of Cleveland. And she covered me while I was playing my years in Cleveland. All the time we did stories. And she reached out to me and just wanted to see how I was doing. And I started to have a conversation with her about, my journey transitioning, out of the NFL and, how my life is, now. And so I just wanted to share with the athletes to let them understand that, look, I'm a part of this fraternity, this team. And, when we transition, it's hard, but, at the end of the day, there's light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to, address, like I said, address these emotions, address this, things that are uncomfortable and keep pushing forward. But it's going to be some tough times, man. It's going to be some tough times for real.
And trust me, like I said, bro, I've been working in, with students with IEPs and 504s and BIPs and things of that nature, right? So I understand some of the challenges, right, that goes into education, because people always think that everybody learned the same, and that's just not how it is, man. I know that wasn't the case for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I needed like support systems such as like Avid, different after school programs and tutoring programs to help me get through. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a beautiful thing for you to share those thoughts, bro, because it's too many times people, it's a facade out there, Coop. It's a facade, man. It's a facade that everything that you see behind Instagram, Twitter, and stuff is like real life, but it's like, it's not, guys. It's real people out here that was successful, that been through what you've been through, and I think that, bro, For real, bro. That was a dope piece. And guys, if you haven't read it yet, please go check that out. Unsealed.com. A letter by Xavier Cooper to athletes, man. That shit was super dope, bro.
Yeah, and Ivan, going back to what you were saying about the about the 50, the IEPs and stuff like that is, I dealt with, learning disabilities my whole life. I was diagnosed, when I was 14, and I remember being placed in these special ed classes. And like, at that time, everybody, you got people making fun of me, you got people, putting, a lot of bullshit on me, and it's like, man, I'm just in here like the rest of you. I just learned different, and like you said, everyone learns differently. And that's what it comes down to. And I think that as the school system innovates and understands that we all need to, learn our best ways that we learn, and then, learn how to, provide those, I guess, use those in the world we live in, so Absolutely. I know it was hard for me, man, for real. School's always been challenging for me, but I just try to, use the way I learned to, help me out, really.
Absolutely, man, bro. And I'm with you, bro. And trust me, man, that's why it's so important that teachers got to have different tools in a toolbox, man. I swear I treat the education game just like the game of football. You get what I'm saying? Like, every D lineman is just not going to have the fastest get off like Coop naturally, right? So you may have to teach this kid how to progress, right? Take a step right here. Key this. This is what you got to key. When you're watching film, look at this. And that translates in the classroom, right? Just because we're going over, some kind of, phonics or different kind of reading assignment or something, just because XYZ student ought to do this don't mean ABC student ought to do it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's important that educators and teachers understand that there's no one type of student. There's never going to be one type of student. I'm going to learn differently than Coop. Coop is going to learn differently from Demo. Demo going to learn differently from C Holiday. Like, we all going to learn differently. But there's a way that we all can learn, and it's up to you as the teacher to do that. You feel me? So definitely that's why I'm in education, bro. Like, definitely. I'm trying to change, break some barriers down and change some stuff how it is, bro. Definitely.
You will, bro. That's positive.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro. So let's transition now to a little ball. Obviously, you went to Wilson. You balled out the football there, and you decided to go to WSU after. My first question is, did Coach Ball recruit you to go to WSU? Because everybody I talked to, like around your area, they always talk about Coach Ball. That's one. And second thing is, why did you choose WSU?
Man, no, Mike Levenseller recruited me. Coach Levy, I think he was there. He was there for like 1 year when I got there. But I actually did. Well, I choose Wazoo, but Wazoo chose me. Coming out, like I had a low GPA, Ivan. So all the schools that were recruiting me, man, on the West Coast or down south, they were just like, "Hey, man, you got to go to community college first because you're not going to be able to, get in, qualify." And so WSU kind of knocked on my door randomly, like in January. I think it was January of 2010. And they were like, "Hey, we got a gray shirt opportunity for you to, you could sign with us, but then you got to enroll in a community college, and then after you get your grades up in community college, you can, enroll at WSU." So it was kind of like, do I go to, California to play community college, or do I just take this, this opportunity? And I was like, man, I'll go to community college out here for a year and then try to enroll in WSU and try to like work my way onto the team. But I just felt like it was the right opportunity. And that's kind of how I got to WSU.
That's so dope, bro. That's similar to Rob Lou's story. Rob Lou had to do the same exact thing. A reason why I bring up Coach Ball is because everybody talk about Coach Ball, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I thought that you got recruited by him. So you come to WSU, bro. What was your first taste of Pullman? Like, what was your first thoughts going to Pullman, going to school at WSU?
White. that's what I saw. I was like, damn, all the minorities are athletes. My goodness. Like, I was like, what is going on here? Like, but then I realized, I was like, I'm in Pullman, Washington, but I'm coming from Tacoma, where it's diverse. It's a lot of things going on. And I'm like, damn, it's a lot of white people out here. So it's like, it was just different for me, man. But I mean, obviously you transition and, you find your your environment that you are going to be in. And thank goodness I was in the environment of the athletes, because I don't know what type of trouble I would have got
in. For real, man. So you had to gray shirt, like you said. You redshirted too when you got there first too. You had to redshirt, right?
Yeah.
You redshirted. You finally got your opportunity to play in 2012. You made 34 tackles, 9 TFLs, 3 sacks. You follow that up the next year with 50 tackles, 14 TFLs, and 5 sacks, and helped Wazoo get to their first bowl game since I think President Lincoln was in office.
Let's talk about that.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? It was a long time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So how was the first 2 years playing and developing at Wazoo, you know, after that redshirt year?
Man, it was a great time. It was just the energy that we had, the players, you know, that were coming into WSU at that time. You know, we all were going through adversity together. And it was like, I think that what made us a good team, and what made us really, you know, want to play hard is that we were all going through that adversity. We weren't winning a lot of games. You remember, we weren't winning a lot of games. So we had to really grind all together. And everybody was kind of like, you know, finding themselves within that grind. And I think that when we got to that bowl game, everybody, you know, we was hyped, because it was like, yeah, we was rolling in the stand, everything.
Hey, D-line was balling that game too, man. I thought we
had it. Crazy. We was going crazy. All I'll say is that the D-line, it wasn't about the D-line. That's what I'm gonna say about that.
I love Leach, but that shit was corny as hell in the locker room afterwards.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
looking in the mirror, he like, everybody now. You're gonna go in that fucking locker room, and y'all gonna walk past this mirror and look at yourselves. And if you don't like it, then hop on the Greyhound.
Yeah. I don't know. That must have been some reverse psychology. He just read in a little, you know, self-improvement book before the game or something like that.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, man, that shit was some funny stuff, man. But overall, man, I just think that my first, like, me seeing you when I first got in, because I came in after the Apple Cup year when I beat you up back in 2000. Man, that was the last Apple Cup win, believe it or not, for WSU. We're not going to talk about that. But so my first thing is I was naturally just your get off, bro. It's still crazy to me. Like, I always tell people, like, from the 3, man, you and Hercules Mataafa got some of the best get offs I've ever seen at that 3 technique position. You know what I'm saying? Very just edgy off the edge, and just I don't know how y'all did it, right? I try to duplicate it off the edge. You know what I'm saying?
No, you was doing your thing though.
I tried. I had to redshirt my first year. They moved me. I was a linebacker, bro. I was a line, you know, 5-yard backs like that boy Demo and Sagote, but they had different plans, man. They wanted to put my hand in the dirt, and it took me some time to develop that. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. It took me some time and to get used to it. It was weird to me. Puma was kind of weird to me when I first got there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. But eventually, you know, I just developed into the player that I became. You know, because of the, like you said, that everybody had to face some adversity there. Like, we all was grinders. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Nice.
That's why I had and this leads me to my next question. That's why I had such high expectations going into the year I was about to play. So my redshirt junior year, your redshirt junior year, I had super high expectations. Right? We had C. Holiday back, the whole O-line offense back. Defensively, the only people we didn't have back was the DBs. Basically, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have the DBs, you know, and I had high expectations for that year. And we didn't. Even though you had great statistical success personally, we didn't have the team success at all that we should have.
You know,
what do you think made that team underachieve? Like, what affected that Wazoo team, you feel?
Man, I don't know. I think that I can't point and specifically say it was an individual or like a you know, position thing. I just think that, you know, it just may have not been the right time for things to click. But I feel like, you know, maybe I always feel guilty about this. If I would have stayed another year and where we would have been out that my senior year, and that would have been your, I think, redshirt sophomore year, redshirt junior year. That would have been your
I came out of JUCO.
That would have been your redshirt senior year. And if I would have, you know, came back, would have it all clicked? But you just never know. But I feel like we could have put it together that year. And we had the team to put it, but it was just things weren't, you know, clicking.
Bro, I'm pissed that you didn't come back. That next year, you know what we did. We bought out.
Yeah, I know. Y'all did your thing.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm gonna stick with that last year when you was there. because one game stood out to me, and I actually posted some highlights over this game last week. Was that Oregon game? First game in the all whites. Oregon the Heisman, the future Heisman winner coming in there. Oregon in general, you know, just that team back then. You know what I'm saying, in the pack. And we flat out balled up front, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he was going crazy.
I had 1.5. KP had about like 1.5, 2. DP had some. We all was eating that game, bro.
We was going crazy, yep.
Would you say that was like probably like one of your best games at Wazoo right there?
Yeah, facts, man. I mean, it was I feel like for us, especially with me and D-Mo used to have these conversations, like when these big ESPN games was coming on, it was the time to really show out, because that was the time we was really going to get TV time. People was going to be watching. They was going to be watching us. And I feel like we took advantage of the games we played Oregon when we were on national TV. We really did our thing. The defense came to play. You know what I'm saying? The players who were on the team came to play on offense, and they came to play on defense, you know, but it just,
I tell people to this day, Mariota, the coldest motherfucker the coldest QB I've ever played against ever. I don't care what he did in the NFL with Tennessee. Yeah. I don't care. In college that year, when he was at Oregon, when he won the Heisman,
yeah. Marcus was a hell of a player. I feel like the NFL, it was a system thing. I just think they wanted him to develop, you know, at a certain pace for them. And I just think he hasn't really landed in the right system that fits him. But, you know, the NFL, man.
I know this. Well, you know how the NFL is all politics. We all have those NFL stories. Me with the Falcons, obviously, you and your time with your teams that you've been on. We all have that adversity kind of story. But honestly, though, bro, just to be able to just get to that position, though, is still a blessing, still amazing.
Oh, it's incredible,
bro. And after that season, we touched on you coming back that next year. What made you leave in per se? What made you leave? Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, because you could have really came back, and we could have been, man, we probably would have beat you, Dub. Probably could have got Stanford with McCaffrey, man. What made you leave?
Man, well, yeah, man, it was a time in my life where I was really going through some things, man. A lot of people didn't know this. I know Coach Joe knew this at the time because he was in communication with my family. But I just lost my uncle. He had passed, man, and my uncle was real close to me. He was a real big mentor of mine. Really pushed me to keep playing football at times when I was frustrated and I wanted to, you know, walk away, just going through the emotions and you know, going through stuff at home and just wanting to come back home. And then at that time, my father actually was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and he was dealing with cancer. And it was a lot going on back home, and we didn't know what his status was going to be in the next couple of years. We just didn't know, because, you know, cancer can kill you, we know. And so I had told Coach Joe, I'm like, man, I want to see my father. I want my father to see me play, you know, in the NFL. I want my family to see me play, because you just never know. Life is, you know, death is inevitable, you know, that we all going to experience it, and it could happen. So I just decided to run with it. And it was crazy, though, Ivan, I'll tell you the story, because when I got to the motherfucking combine, all these teams was telling me that they had me graded higher the following year than they had me this year. I'm like, how come nobody told me this shit?
You would have been got out of there then.
I would have been. They was like, oh, yeah, we had you had first and second round. I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers.
Like, sophomore year.
I would have bounced out that year if they would have gave me my grade. Like, it's crazy. I'm like, man, but you know how it go, man.
You know how it go, but they don't tell you if they want you back.
Facts.
That's what happened. So you get selected 96th overall to the Cleveland Browns. What was your first taste of the NFL like, bro?
First taste was, man, just really just, I would say, training camp. You know, it's different. I think that first year you're in a learning curve, because it's that grown man. It's like you're really out here with some grown men. Like, you know, they got mortgages, they got families. Cats need to make this money. Like, and it was like just going against these. You know, you heard the song. I think it's by Ross. It's like your idols become your rivals. You know, being out there with. You know, I remember watching Paul.
I think
Kruger.
Jay said that you look up to Mike, but got AI him for your survival.
hey, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm out there with Paul Kruger and all these Randy Starks and Dez Bryant. I'm like, man, these guys I watched 2 or 3 years ago. I'm trying to take their job. So it's like that was a mindset click for me. That was the first thing that had to click for me, was like, I'm at the same level as these guys I used to watch. But you got to really beat that into you because you can't be starstruck. But I think starstruck is the first thing I dealt with for real.
I feel you, bro. I can honestly say the same for me, man. You know, going to Atlanta, seeing Julio, Matt Ryan, you know, just those two alone, honestly. Then they get Alex Mack, the center, and just guys that you see play, right? And then also, but you know, I think we both could touch on the politics, right? I just know me personally being an undrafted free agent, some of the, you know, I didn't help my cause. We can talk about that. I didn't help my cause to make the team, but also just some of the negative things, right? That not even negative, but some of the, I don't want to say negative, but some of the stuff, the leniency that you don't get that some of the drafted or the top guys get or the guys already on the roster, right? So the politics hit fast, man. How was the politics for you, bro? Like what, you know, how did the politics hit you in Cleveland, you feel, just per se in there?
Man, politics was definitely a part of my career in the NFL, man. And, you know, it's something, you know, I'm glad we talking about it. It's something you know, my mindset is like, you know, I'm not going to dwell on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna always keep pushing forward. I'm not going to, you know, use that as a crutch, but it's, you experienced it. And it's like, when I was in Cleveland, it was a revolving door, man. It's like, how can a group of these guys, how can the players get camaraderie if you're always releasing them and cutting them? How can the coaches get any camaraderie when you're firing them? And then it's like with the management, you're already bringing in new management execs. It's like, how can we build a team? You know, a team has to go through its ups and downs together, but that's when it stays together and it gets better. And I just think Cleveland was a revolving door. They didn't care. The ownership, they were new to ownership. They were just trying to win. They were trying to figure out how to put it all together. Now they're putting it together. But I was just at a time where, you got to understand, Ivan, I walked into a team that we had 8 Pro Bowlers on defense when I came in, and we had another 8 on offense, bro. So it's like, it was crazy. We had 16 Pro Bowlers on that team. And it's like, how you go 3-13? Like, what's really going on? And then the previous year, they went 7 and 5, I think, or they ended up one game short of the playoffs. So I was thinking they were going to give that coaching staff and those players one more year, but they ended up moving everybody out, new coaches, new management, and then it's like, now I'm on the hot seat like everybody else
because the GM that drafted you gone.
He gone, and so now we got unlimited resources. I'll just go draft another Xavier Cooper, you know, or another replacement for these vets, and then we'll start it over and we'll make it seem like my thing is what my formula is, what's working for this team. But you know what I'm saying, on a business scale, that, oh yeah, my guys are helping this. No, that's not how it usually works.
That's wild, man. That's one part, and honestly, that's one part I would never ever miss about the game is the pro level. Don't get me wrong, I still would love to play pro ball and stuff like that, but it's just like, you know, my funnest times was playing with the people I really knew every day. You know what I'm saying? And like high school and like even in college, getting to know my boys there, you know what I'm saying? But the NFL, even CFL pro ball is lovely, bro. But like at the same time, you gotta be ready to deal with those politics, because that's what you're gonna end up having to face at some point. Just overall though, Coop, I know what kind of, you know, player and competitor you are. Trust me, I remember one moment that stand out is just that ASU game. I want to say your last season there, and just like, you come to the sack. I mean, you got a sack. You come to the sideline like, y'all suck. He said to the fans like, y'all suck. With me. And all the rest of the game, Cooper, bye, Cooper. They was on you.
They was on me at ASU,
and it was on you at ASU.
But I was on them. I was kicking their ass and showing out.
You were showing out, bro. That was such a great game, such a great experience. But what made you ultimately hang them up then, man? Like, are you officially retired? What made you hang them up? Or like, you know, because I know you can still play, bro. I know you can.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying. But man, I decided to walk away from ball, man, just for a lot of different reasons, man. I was dealing with some stuff, you know, mentally, my body just, you know, over time, you know, our bodies take a lot of, you know, we're in the trenches, bro. So I'm not backpedaling. I'm not running no routes. I'm where the mix is at. So, you know, over time, man, I'm just like, I'm waking up and, you know, I'm getting rolled out of bed. My lady, when I'm playing, is rolling me out of bed, and my back is messed up. And it's just like, I'm dealing with all these pain. And it's just like, you know, mentally and physically, I'm like, man, I gotta assess if I want to keep doing this, because how long do I want to live? Do I want to die on this field? You know, and then 2 or 3 years after my retirement, you know, I'm going crazy, or something happens to me, or I want to, you know, continue to, you know, use my mind and the body I have to continue to do other things. And I just assessed some things, came back home and was like, yeah, man, I'm hanging it up. But it was hard because, you know, I am a super competitor, man. I love to compete, but there's other areas in my life now I'm trying to compete at and do other great things. But yeah, it's hard walking away, bro. It was hard. It was one of the hardest
Man,
things I
I
had
can
to do.
imagine, man. I can imagine. I'm damn near in that same process now. You know, I kind of know what my second act is. Also have this podcast and being able to interview great guests like you. You know what I'm saying? I found a, you know, second passions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not one of those guys that if they hang up is just gonna be like hang them up, just gonna be super just like depressed about like from the, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I had my
Yeah.
depression days. Like when I first got injured, man, I tore up my knee, man. I was finally starting. I had my number 3. I was in Calgary, best team in the CFL. I'm thinking like,
Yeah.
I'm about to get back to the league, get a nice contract. God didn't have that plan. ACL, MCL popped out, dislocated, you know, and it's like, you know, it's been times I was low. You know, I was low, depressed, man, and that mental health. That's why I'm so grateful for some of the pieces that you've had so far, man, because mental health is, man, it's a daily thing. It's a daily battle. It's a daily
It is. It don't people realize it's like it don't go away. It's something that you always have to prioritize every day for the rest of your life if you want to live, you know, if you want to live healthy, you know, mentally and physically. So for me, it's just I just gotta address those things, bro. But I tip my hat off to you because you still alive, you still breathing, doing positive stuff. And it's hard, man, especially when we've been in that lifestyle where it's just we played at the highest level, you know what I'm saying, of the sport. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for us to start over and try to do something else when I've already been at the highest level of something, it's hard to switch that mentality and say, now I gotta go back to ground zero. And I got to humble myself and keep working my way up. But I realized this, Ivan, if we can make it that far in that, we could do anything else. You know what I'm saying? Anything else is just really a mindset thing. So
absolutely, Coop. And that's beautiful words right there, man, for real, bro. Because like just to see your transition from just hot-headed
yeah.
just destroy anything in front of them, D-line Coop, to, you know, to just see your more sophisticated side, to see your more of your who the real Coop is. It's just been refreshing. Just reading your letter, just seeing some of the stuff that you're involved in within the Tacoma community, man. It's just like, see, this is the perfect example of more than an athlete. I know it's cliche, a lot of people say that, but you're a prime example of it, bro. Like, more than an athlete, how you want to impact others, man. Ultimately, that's all you have. Like, money comes and go, you know, women come and go, whatever, you know, whatever your lust is, that comes and go. But one thing that can stick is your inspiration, how you inspire people. The doctor, I'm not saying you got to be Dr. King or Malcolm X, but inspire the people in front of you in your community around you, you know, and that's the first step, man. I got a couple quick hitters for you, Coop. Before then, I want you to talk about your foundation, Everyone Learns Differently, and how people can support that.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, the scholarship, it's a scholarship through a nonprofit called Greater Tacoma Community Foundation out here in Tacoma, Washington. They are one of the largest foundations in the United States, called Greater Tacoma Community. And they work, you know, all around the United States. And so basically I partnered up with them to start a scholarship to provide scholarships for youth with, you know, learning disabilities, social and emotional learning challenges, as well as students who've been in the juvenile justice system. And I started with that because I wanted to first provide, you know, free education. I know that it's hard to get free education out here, especially for, you know, minorities, and they don't know how. What I've realized, Ivan, is like a lot of minorities and Blacks don't know how to apply for these free scholarships. They don't even have a clue. Why wouldn't the counselors help them? I don't know, bro. But that's why you're in the space you're in, and you're going to change that. But you know, just working with those students and saying, okay, look, there's a scholarship out here directed towards you. You know, whether you're on an IEP or a 504 plan, whatever it is, there's a scholarship out here for you to know that if you can work hard and graduate high school, I'm gonna try to provide you some money to get into these institutions, or a 2-year, or a trade, whatever it is, for you to be successful. Because education, like you know, Malcolm X said, education is a passport to the future. you know, so you got to educate yourself. I think that's we got to educate ourselves not only in his books, but also spiritually and see the world for what it really is. And so, and then of course, just working with the students who've been in the juvenile justice system, because, you know, my nephews have been in and out of juvenile justice system since they was young. My cousins, I've seen it all around me. You've seen it probably in your environment. So it's like, how can we touch them and provide them free education and know that, look, there's a scholarship out here waiting for you. You just got to continue to, you know, work hard and get out of your situation. But I can get you some free money to get into these institutions and get you, you know, a free education. So, yeah, man, I'm just trying to start, really trying to start there. And it's a start for sure.
Definitely going to connect more with you with that, man. I would love to, you know, some way, somehow, you know, be able to donate or participate or do something, you know, with your foundation, you know, because that's beautiful, man. Just being able to support kids that, you know, don't have that much inspiration to go past high school. You know, a lot of kids, a lot of students I have, they don't really have too much motivation to go past high school with their education, you know, but to have, like, you know, something out there that can help fund them for the future is dope, bro. So keep at it, Coop, for real, man. That's dope.
Yeah. So yeah, facts. And I think, you know, just helping them, you know, get funding to do a trade. If they want to cut hair, be a barber, okay, we'll get you, you know, whatever you need to get into barber school. So you ain't got to get out here and hustle and do nothing weird. You know what I'm saying? That could put you in a situation when you always wanted to be a barber, but you had to hustle and do some other things to get that money to pay for that school. Cause, you know, we all got, you know, friends that's, you know, that grew up with us that is struggling to find, you know, that money to leverage their situation, to leverage to help them get them to their dreams.
Absolutely, bro. You're right, man. And and that's why I said it's so important for other Black men to be in different positions of occupations within a sense within the world, right? You need to see more Black barber. I mean, even though it's nothing but Black barbers really, but you need the Black barbers, you need the Black train drivers, you need the Black, you know, traffic officers, the Black police officers, firefighters, ambulance workers, teachers, principals, you know, athletic directors, administration, board of directors. Like you need because the reason why you need those things is so when the Black kids look and see success, they see Black success in different forms and fashions.
Everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm passionate about that too, bro. We're gonna get it done.
Yeah, no, so, facts. That's we are. Hell yeah, I feel you, bro.
We're gonna get it done, bro. Definitely. So quick hitters, bro. Best DN you ever play with. So, you know, I play with you, but usually I used to be on the strong side, you know, but best DN you ever play with.
Just in college or the pros?
Whatever your the best DN you ever played with.
Best DN I ever played with. Damn. I don't know, man. Yeah, that's a good that I ever played with. Man,
that's tough. Yeah,
that's tough, man. It's a lot of, man. I would say the best.
Name some guys then.
I would say, like, when I came in, Paul Kruger. I would say I like Paul Kruger's game because, you know, Paul. Yeah, it's just like when he was rushing, it was almost like he was just things were just like it was just like he was floating. Like it was his style. It was like it was just almost like he was playing basketball with the, you know, when he was on that edge, because he has so much space. You know, you got more space to play with on the edge versus, you know, in the trenches. You gotta tight.
You gotta make your decisions fast, and when you're 3-1.
So I just used to like him how he moved, because he always used to slow us down, and he used to make the offensive lineman like just panic. I can't explain it over the.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what kind of rusher he is. He's a very technical, change of pace. A lot of tools in his toolbox. Definitely, he was one of the greats, man. So
for real,
Paul is a great one, man. All-time Wazoo defense. So who are your all-time Wazoo defense be? So you need an end, 2 tackles, and linebacker, nickel, corners, all that. So let's start with D-line. Who you got?
Okay, D-line. I'm gonna take Travis. I'm gonna definitely take Travis Long on the edge, because Travis is a fucking prick. So I need a prick, because if he's a prick, I'm probably gonna be a prick. So I need him on the edge. I need KP on one edge, because KP's going to get it.
I respect that, because those are your guys. I respect that.
KP's going to get it. He's running that race, and then inside, I'm gonna need myself. I'm gonna take myself for sure, and then I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Tony Pollard because I know Tony's gonna play very, very good team ball. He's gonna play good team ball, and Tony's gonna make sure we're doing what's right. I would say, and this is just my team. You asked me about my team.
This is yours.
Of course,
my inside would probably be you and Hercules. That's just me. I might have to make you just have to suck it up and play some nose on some rundowns, but them third and long packages.
I'm cool with that. Hercules was going crazy, man. And then I would say, Demo at middle linebacker. I would say, I don't know if you remember CJ Mizell.
I do remember CJ Mizell. He was there before I but I know the stories.
Yeah, CJ. I would say CJ when he was focused. You know what I'm saying? I need him to be focused, but him. And then I would say, I don't know if we're going to we was going 4-3. I would say him, Darramon, CJ, and then man, who else could play linebacker when I was out there? No, Sagote. I like Sagote. I'll take Sagote. I'll take Sagote, man. Sagote was going to get it, man.
The killer.
Then I'm gonna take
a corner. Who you got that corners?
Corner, man. I'm gonna take, DeMonte. I'm gonna have to take DeMonte. I don't know. Did he play left side or right? I couldn't remember what side he played.
He played to the field.
Yeah, he played to the field. So I would take him. Buck at safety. I don't know who I would take at the other safety yet. I'm trying to think of the other corner. Man, who else played? Oh no! How could I forget Cheetah? Oh, how could I forget? Man, I'm so bad. I'm so bad about that situation. How he left Wazoo, man. Cheetah was cold, man. He was a cold player. He would have been
probably top 3 rounds if he would have stayed at Wazoo.
What? I'll be going back watching the Nevada game when we went to Nevada.
Yeah.
And he was going crazy. He was going crazy that game.
He be tackling too.
He be making plays. Yeah. Him and DeMonte at the corners. Then I would say Buck, and then I don't know who I would do at the other. Buck plays strong, right? Yeah, Buck plays strong.
Who guys you play was either Taylor Taliulu or number 15 before I got there.
Number 15.
Or Shalom. See, you don't know about Shalom Luwani. That's what you need to put
right. Yeah, I'm gonna put him back there. No, but I'm gonna put him back there because I heard a lot of good things. I'm gonna put him back there with Buck.
All right, then that'll be cool. That's a cold defense right there, man. I'll be the 6th man. Don't even trip, man. Somebody get that.
I might be the 6th man.
I'll be the 6th man. All right, man. Last thing,
I'm coming to back up Hurt.
Last thing, man. Top 3 techs in history. So your top 3 favorite 3 techniques that you watched and you just really liked and you respect.
I would say Sap, John Randall, and then I would probably say what was the Sap, John Randall? Who else played? And then I would say Randy Starks. And I know Randy Starks was kind of, a little bit older than us, but Randy didn't I don't think, I can't say he's a Hall of Fame player, but just what he taught me about playing in the trenches, man, it's just a mindset and, just a learning curve, man, because there's a lot going on in there. And it's a lot of details playing defensive line that they don't give us enough credit for how hard it is to play defensive end D tackle. It's a lot going on. So I would say those 3.
Absolutely. I mean, those are great. John Randall was a 3 tech, or I thought he was an end. He wasn't in.
No, John Randall. No, John Randall was a 3 tech. He
was, man. Well, shoot. That's all I got, bro. Once again, cool, man. I appreciate you taking your time out. It's supposed to be a 30-minute interview, but when you interviewing your bro, man,
I appreciate you.
In a couple minutes, man. For real, it's been too long. We got to reconnect soon, for real, bro.
Dude, man, what part of LA you in?
I'm in Washington now, man. I'm in Seattle up north, man.
Oh, shit, okay. Yeah, we got to link up for sure.
Yeah, we're going to link for sure. That's what I'm saying, man. We're going to link up, man. That's all I'm going to have to call you or something. At some point this summer, I could go down there or we could just meet up in Seattle.
Yeah, whatever you're trying to do.
For sure, man. We're going to link up. We're going to get that going, man, for real, bro. I appreciate you, man, for real.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, man.
All right, then, Big Dog. I'm going to holler at you, Coop.
All right, peace.
Bro. There you have it, folks. The Coop interview, man. That's my brother, man. We talked mental health, some ball, man. Overall, great interview, and I hope y'all enjoyed that for real, man. Appreciate you, Coop, for real, man. You're doing a lot of big things, bro. I'm proud of you. For the audio version of this podcast, that will be on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Podbean. Go to the Leisure Time Podcast to get access to those. We got some exclusive merch. You already know the deal. Go cop your merch. And peace. Appreciate y'all. For real, for real. Haha.